Hi everybody, I want to introduce you, maybe, if you haven't already been introduced to this, Google Tour Builder. It's from Google, so it has to be good. If you just Google Google Tour Builder, it'll come up, and it's a little strange because the URL is tourbuilder.withgoogle.com. When you create a tour, which you can sign in, by the way, with your Google Drive login. And then when you go to create a tour, we're going to name the tour, and I'm going to call it Art Tour for People Who Like Art. Author's name. Okay. Create a tour. And it's just that easy. And then it becomes, stays the same. Okay, so you can edit any of this stuff, so I'm going to do that. You can do an introduction, which, I guess this is the introduction. So, what's a good summary for this tour? I will be taking you around the world to view wonders not yet. No, wonders. That's good enough. It's too late to be funny. Okay, and then I'm going to add a photo because I want this introduction to be, maybe I'll check, like search for images. Okay, you can go from your albums, you can upload photos from your camera roll. You can search for image or image by URL. I'm just going to search for images, and I'm going to go with Cottonwood Point Elementary. Let's establish that local connection right away. Cottonwood Point Elementary. Looks like I'm going to have to get something. Let's just say that this is Cottonwood Point Elementary, because that would be pretty cool. And all of a sudden, oh, you know what I didn't do is add a location. Duh. I'm going to go, now Cottonwood Point Elementary should appear. Cottonwood Point Elementary School. There it is. Add to tour. And then I'm going to go to I'm going to delete that photo from my introduction and make this my introduction. So now I'm going to add a photo. There it is. Not that one. There we go. There's my beloved place of employment. And there you go. That's the start of our tour. And then to make it a tour, you have to add more and more locations. So I'm going to put Rome, Italy. I've heard that there are artistic things there. I'm going to add it to the tour, and when I add it to the tour, it draws a line directly from Cottonwood Point Elementary to Rome. And I'm going to add some photos. I'm going to look for where we go. Search for images. Okay, and I'm going to look for Roman church, because I bet they have them over there. Look at that. Look at all these. I'm going to do that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and then click on select. And it adds them all here, so that when we click on Rome, I'm hoping, I bet it only does that when the tour is done. Okay, next stop, add location. Let's try Paris, France. I'm going to add it to the tour. That's a little shorter line. Add photos and videos. I'm going to look for Paris. You know what they have there? In addition to churches, they have museums. Oh, and I just searched for museum church. Sorry, museum. Paris. Oh my gosh, this is strange. My keyboard is typing things in backwards. P. Oh my gosh. I'm going to pause here because this is something I've never encountered. Okay, I finally successfully typed in Paris Museum, and now I'm going to do my search. And of course, with Google, or Paris Museums, you can search by color or whatever. You can search by type, just like, because this being Google, it's thoroughly Google-ized. And I, of course, want a picture of that thing, and then a different angle of that thing, and then I select. So that now we've got several locations. I'm going to add one more location. I'm going to go ahead and put in Mexico City. I'm going to add to the tour, and then of course I'm going to look for photos of the there it's doing it again. That's nuts. De los Muertos. There's one, there's one, there's one. Okay, so now let's see what we've got once I say done editing. Okay, now here's my tour. And then I can say next. Oh, and I see it keeps it in the sidebar, but it brings it up in the sidebar so that you can go through all these photos. And I think this would be great for kids to make virtual tours of locations in a book, or current events, anything like that, where they could just add locations and photos. And of course you have to check for copyright laws and things like that, but that's all part of teaching kids responsible internet use. Going next, next, next. And now let's just take a look at a little bit more capability. If I create a new tour, I'm going to call it Harry Potter. I don't know why, because I'm not going to find Diagon Alley. But I'm going to add a location. Let's start with London. I'm going to add to the tour, and that should give us, yes, you can do a start date. You can put what's the word I'm looking for? Descriptions. Let's see, we can change the icon. Adorable. Let's see what it's under advanced options. Add a KML KMZ by URL. If you know what that means, go ahead and do that. I'm not saying that you can, well, you can add links, you can add bullet points. I do not see that you can add audio, but I can't imagine that that would not be coming very soon. Okay, so, but you can also do a Screencastify or Screencast-O-Matic or something like that to it as you're giving the tour, any sort of screencasting thing. This would definitely be not just for instruction. I could give a virtual tour of to my art classes of, you know, artists' homes, or take one architect and see all of his buildings all over the world, or you know, an artistic subject tour, things like that, wherever, you know, water lilies was painted, or whatever, where you know, the Mona Lisa was painted, whatever. I think it'd be cool for instruction, but also for inquiry and you know, that final product that kids can use after some sustained inquiry, that they can use as their public product. So I think it's pretty cool. And as far as standards go, let's say I think Educator 3B, which would be establish a learning culture that promotes curiosity and critical examination. of online resources and fosters digital literacy and media fluency. It definitely does that for anybody who's using it. And E5B. As a designer, design authentic learning activities that align with content area standards and use digital tools and resources to maximize active, deep learning. And I think it can definitely do that. Once again, this is created with Screencastify, Screencast-O-Matic. I think it's a little better than Screencastify just because it's so seamless with Chrome. And that's it for Google Tour Builder. Sorry. Have a great evening.